Need to adjust my camera. See if this works out for us today. Hopefully rebooting everything. Cross my fingers. Hopefully rebooting everything worked. Get my camera adjusted. There we go. All right. Stop running into your cords. Oh, okay. The resource monitor back up. There we go. Get the other stuff running. Yes, I'm aware, OBS, that I shut you off without really giving a shit. Just turned everything off all at once. All right, so far so good. Test 1 2 3 microphone. See how that works out for us. Test 1 2 3 microphone. Okay, seems all right there on Twitch. YouTube, let's see how YouTube works for us. We're live. According to YouTube, it's excellent condition. Test 1 2 3 microphone. Oh, we got some. Seems all right. And seems all right there. Okay. Some music. All right, back to the tech preview. Back to it. Keep an eye on my network tab here. All right, let's get back into it. Diligent blazing. So we reset the modem, and we reset the router. But I reset the modem first. Essentially, I pulled power. I pulled the power out of both, and I plugged the modem in first, let it get connected. Then I plugged the router in, let it get connected to see the internet. We'll see if that helped. We'll find out in about 30 minutes, I guess. 30, 40 minutes. See if that did the thing. All right, are we on the right scene? Yes, we are. Okay, cool. And we're back at the Corsair. All right. Do we have water in here? Yeah, we do. Hey, corpse. Thank you. Have a bit of juice. Character's getting a bit thirsty. All right. Let's see here. We want to do some merc work. No. No crap. I was hoping to do those, I was hoping to do those other missions. Actually, probably. Yes. All right, so I really do hate that. It's like, hey, you wanna talk to, wait a minute, how come my dead stick? Oh no. Yeah, no anything. No F, yeah, no, Jesus. I may have to like F. There we go. Okay, I got the mobi-glass to come up. Up, 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 up. I fixed it. I'm a genius. Just use the... All right, you just gotta click this little paper clip. There you go. Sharing that with everybody in the chat. Apparently click this thing right here. It opens your mobi-glass. And then that'll unstuck your character. Did they fix the only shows a certain number of people in global chat? Oh, it does! It goes all the way to the W's. It used to only go to, like, the J's or something? It wouldn't go to R's or S's. It would stop around, like, yeah, around the M's or something. Alright. Well, so far so good. Knock on wood. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. I'm assuming if we get close to Daymar, we'll get the Gillies combat patrol missions. Yeah, fuck off engines. Alright, so what are we looking for? We're looking for merc work. Purge servers, yeah, these don't work. Called arms, I guess. I think I need to do some Foxwell shit. But you don't have to do Gillies. So I guess we'll just do inciting opportunities with Foxwell. See how that works out for us. Go to Derelict Outpost. Yeah. Yes. Clippy, that's what they call him now. Yes. What ship, Red? Oh, we got... Nope, we're stuck. But, Clippy, come here, save me. Let's see, is the Mark 1 on the list of ships? Fail info, tech preview. I don't think the Mark 1 Hornet's on the list of ships. Cutter Fortune, Meteor, Mantis, Trepid, Polar Power, retired. Hornet's not on the list of ships. Neither the Mark II Hornet. The Intrepid kept overheating for me. I don't... Yeah, even lower power setup, yeah. The Intrepid... I don't know about the Intrepid. I haven't used the Intrepid a lot. Oh, we have a long way to go, so we just chat our... Oh, shit. There we go. Then it's like right click. Hmm. No. Do you see fire? Oh, for fuck's sake. I've had problems with you ever, yeah, okay, so our thing is off. Our Alright, what the heck are these guys? That's Crusader, that's Crusader. Okay, cool. Player landing gear.
Front impact warning. Landing gear down.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Engines offline.
Let's exit. Hey guys, how's it going? Here to take care of your problems. All your problems. I think I'm still using Vulcan, in fact. Yeah, I'm using Vulcan. I actually turned off DLSAA. Let's go for quality. Frame rate got a lot better. Well, then went to shit.
Gotta find you cover. Someone wants to toss you. All you want.
Turn off the in-game chat. Are those enemies? CIG. Oh my god. Oh shit. The fuck just shot me? What the fuck just hit me? Oh, that guy.
Now I got ya. You picked the wrong guy to screw. Taking shots. Yeah, you owe me though. Yeah, we lost one. Got one down. Oh, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill your family. Then you got it. Then burn your hat to the ground.
They are very verbose.
No,
Hilariously verbose. Forgot. One of these,
I'm gonna hurt you for so long, you're gonna think it's a career.
what? I'm gonna hurt you for so long you think it's gonna be a career.
Let's see what you got.
Very, 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 very verbose. All right, we're at 46%. Did they spawn upstairs? Up top? They could have. Gotta be careful because I could get shot. These guys are no joke. These NPCs. Oh, he's got an F-55. Anything in his backpack? Nope. Pickles and synergy, sure, why not? Elmer's family farms chocolate milk. They have Choco Milk in the test preview. Choco Milk. How can you not be excited for Choco Milk, folks? I may be in my 40s, but I can still gather up some excitement for Choco Milk. All right, let's redo our inventory a little bit here. So many loose. All right. Still doing fine. Connectivity. See what this guy's got. Not ammo I want. They have to be outside. Right? All that stuff. I just think I had anything on him that I want to know. Shotgun. Shotgun. These little blue boxes don't have anything in them. That's worth a shit. It's like, I don't know. Like, I guess you can get kind of excited for, you know, food and drink. And see, as they did listen to me. They put food and drink in those boxes. So that does help a little bit. Before it was like just food sometimes. Like, oh, here's some apples. Oh, here's some snack bars. Hi, everybody. How's it going up here? Check the outside around the back. You know, I'm noticing not a lot of rocks around this facility. I'm also noticing a seam right here. I wonder if CIG finally deployed, if this is like an earlier thing of Genesis on the tech preview. Yeah, nothing. So I guess these missions just are not completable on the PTU. That sucks to be me. Well, so far we've been up for almost 30 minutes and we haven't dropped yet. I mean, I'm just gonna tempt fate and just say it, right? Haven't dropped connection yet. So maybe it was just a nice a reboot that needed to happen to massage the data. I know, right? Good for now. Knock on wood. Yeah, me too. I'll be able to stream as much as I want to wherever I want and upload unlimited videos to YouTube that I need to work on. I'd rather not to have, well, if this, a few glitches here and there to me is just like, oh, every couple of hours, Vertigo, you drop a frame or two. Right? That'd be like here or there. Not like, oh, every 15 minutes your stream drops for like 10 seconds. Or every 20 days you have to reset your hardware because Comcast sucks ass. All right, so I think this mission is just broken. So we can't do the Foxwell enforcement missions. Quite unfortunate. Probably didn't want to abandon a mission like right in front of the cops. Usually they start shooting at you if you're not allowed to be here. We got 30 minutes. So hopefully tomorrow will be better. Do we have another Merc mission? Ah, here we go. Scenario number 3 and 2. All right, we'll try number 3 again. That should be a little bit more combat. But then Sunday we'll try again. I'm gonna try to see if I can't get this, keep this guy as long as possible. The Corsair. Yeah. It wouldn't be a bad idea for me to, like, unplug everything before I go to bed, right? Every day. Set everything, set the router and the modem up on their own thing. And then just before you go to bed every night, just turn it off and turn it on in the morning. Frost Star EX is down to 93%. So we've been going for, what, about 8 hours today with this damn thing? Almost 8 hours, yeah. And even the stuff that's not on, even the stuff that's not being used, the guns, they're wearing out, which is kind of silly. Guns really, components should only really wear when you're using them, in my opinion. Like, guns shouldn't really need, well, I guess you're flying through space and micrometeorite impacts, some yada yada yada, dust, debris, maybe. But it's not, well, flying through atmosphere, I guess, as well. I'm kind of convincing myself that, yeah, it does kind of make sense to have maintenance on the guns every so often. Not every 10 hours of playtime. I mean, like I said, we've been going for almost 7 hours right now, Wombats, and it's not that bad. A few ships do have some really nasty problems where they overheat just by flying. The Intrepid, the Hornet, we've been seeing. The Pisces C8, C8X, C8. But those, the Hornet and the Pisces aren't on the list of ships that are supposed to be, like, set up right now, so it could just be a bug. Right. But getting into combat, when your shields go down, or if something penetrates your shields, you're kind of fucked. Yeah, ballistic weapons, like, tear ships up now, as a result. The Corsair, if I get a solid hit on anything where the shields are down, it's done. Like, it may as well just have blown up, quite honestly. Most of the ships I shoot at, like, they go down in, like, a single trigger pull if their shields aren't up. Which I think is probably a little too much. I don't think I can go there. Yeah, it's sending me to a different location. Distress signal. Okay, so I guess we'll go to this other location. Yeah, armor's not implemented right now. In theory, it was supposed to be a hit point pool. So you'd have like a pool of hit points. I honestly don't know if it's in or not. But the idea for, like, they talked about it a long time ago, was you're going to have a pool of hit points that you deplete. And when it gets to 0, then you'll have no armor. And then stuff will be able to penetrate your shields. I don't know if that's how it works right now. I'm willing to bet this isn't gonna work. Yeah, I'm just gonna abandon that one. So yeah, I fire like a single size 3 missile at like a cutter, and that it's like you slapped the son of a bitch with a torpedo. Because they just lose all power. Hey, Elsier, thanks for that raid. We should have had a notification. I don't know why I didn't. Yeah. Apparently I have no idea why I didn't get a notification there, but thank you for that raid. I don't know if I can get you a shout out here. Ellie? Okay. Thank you so much. Get you a shout out there. Yeah, I'm assuming you were doing some Star Citizen today. Actually, no, that's the wrong one. Hey, there it is. My Nirvana Forever. Welcome. It's at, there we go. Cool. So yeah, everything looks like it's fairly stable so far. We have a new ISP, so we've been having some problems with stability. And we're also doing the tech preview for the new engineering stuff. We're seeing how this engineering stuff works out. And so far, it's pretty interesting. It's a little overtuned, in my opinion. Stuff dies a little too fast. Followed by a quick hanger raid for stims and gold. There you go. Nothing wrong with a little bit of relaxing trading. I enjoy cargo running every so often myself. I have been known. Like I said, it's a bit overtuned. Anything that penetrates your shields, if your shields go down, or if somebody has like missiles or ballistic weapons, like you're pretty much screwed. Oops, wrong button. I meant to turn my engines on. Jesus, it turned everything off. There we go. It has a really nasty bug where you come out of quantum, or you travel through quantum and it turns your engines off. It's pretty cool. Fire is really nasty. And thank you for that follow as well. So if you start taking damage, usually, like I said, when your shields go down, you're pretty much screwed, because if you got a Hornet attacking you, or you got a Saber attacking you, they're going to get enough hits on you to start a fire, and then they're going to take out something important like a cooler, and then a cooler goes out, your power plants overheat, and it's a really quick spiral. As soon as you start taking hull damage, the spirals really quickly. So I don't know what CIG... You're going to have to, like, increase the shield health or something across the board. Because you never want your shields to go down, ever. Especially for ships that are really small. Like the Cutter, the Aurora, the starter ships. Missiles... I'm trying to remember how big of a blast radius missiles have, but they're like 5 meters or something. I have to go to, like, Urkel here to check out how big the blast radius for some missiles are. Physical damage, speed, blast radius. Radius max 2 meters. Some of them are 5, 10. Yeah, this is for the bigger ones. Let's go like size 3, 3.5 meters. And if you have... I mean, if you have a ship that's like 8 meters long, but all the, like the Cutter, for example, the Cutter has all the components like in one little segment at the back that's like 2 meters by 2 meters. So a single missile hits the Cutter. It has a very, very good chance of just disabling every component in the ship through the shields. And at that point, it's like, why do I even bother, right? You throw a single missile at a Cutter and the Cutter has to like just panic flare. Is this guy actually gonna fight me? Come at me, bro. So I can probably fire a missile at this guy. They also reduced the range of the weapons this patch for the tech preview. I don't particularly care for the reduced weapon range. Let's give him an arrestor. I think is he dead? Yeah, I think that was it. I think I disabled like his entire ship with just that gun pass. I didn't even need to throw a missile at him. Yeah. I'm not quite sure what to think about Rattlers right now, but I mean, just Thunderbolts, right? The size 3 Thunderbolt EM guided missile. There's a lot of ships that can mount that have stealth capability. I think the Hornet Mark IIs can mount them. There's the Talon Shrike. There's the Firebird. So any ship that's that's smaller than a Constellation, hell, even Constellations, if you can clip a cooler or a power plant, you basically cripple the ship you're shooting at. CIG is going to have to rethink how missiles work, I think. If they stick with this system, how fragile components are. Because I can't see anything other than missile ships, stealth missile ships like the Firebird being meta. Anything else would just be a waste. You show up with you have to show up with a ship that has like the thickest, biggest shields, and components are buried deep inside the ship, right? Like an Idris or something. And just tank all the missiles. Because as long as they don't hit actual components, like, you can tank as infinite damage, it feels like. Well, they still have a hull hit point system, so they haven't gotten rid of that just yet. I figured they should have, though. But yeah, it's hilariously easy to do mercenary missions. You get their shields down, and then you just hit them with one good pass, and then it disables them. There's nothing they can do after that. Just crash into the ground, or an asteroid or something. It's a little much. Of course, it's slightly better than what it was when it was first released. Apparently, a Gladius could take like 400 some odd shots to the face, and it would survive. From like a Rhino laser repeater. I think I've been here before. This is not going to work. I keep having trouble with this number 3 combat scenario. Oh, never mind, it went. Alright, here we go. We have actual hostile ships coming. Excellent. Let's track him. Boop. Dead. All right. How did you pronounce your name again? I'm sorry. I have to see you a bunch of times before I can remember. Eli. Okay. Gotcha. Well, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you around. Or square. Or cylinder. Or a trapezoid. Or rhombus. Some sort of polygonal shape. And of course they send out, like, prospectors to fight you. I always find it kind of silly. What's a prospector gonna do to me? Where are you guys going? Come back here. You have no honor. That should be the death of him. Right. Yeah, 5k EM. I think, yeah, he's dead. He's done. Just gotta finish off his ship. There we go. Yeah, deploy this Prospector attack squadron. I mean, if they pulled out their lasers and the lasers were frighteningly powerful, that would work. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I played a video game where mining equipment was dangerous. I mean, I did play Red Faction. I played Descent back in the day. Pew, pew. Oh my lord, is the server crashing or something? What is this? Oh, you know what? I think it's that old bug that's come back. The Prospector has invulnerable parts to it. So you have to hit the Prospector on the right part, the nose, I think. That was a thing. So you can tell when you hit something vital, the EM, the electromagnetic emissions, like, drop rapidly. That's when you can tell, like, you've done some serious damage to the ship. Like a cooler's gone out, or a power plant or something. Yeah, even the IR is starting to drop a little bit. Now it's 5k EM. There we go. I know that trick. The EM trick is from when I was using distortion weapons a long time ago. It was one way you can tell if the distortions were actually working on the ship you were shooting at. You just eyeball the electromagnetic emissions from the ship, and when the EM emissions start to drop off rapidly, that's when you know you've hit something. Scenario 4, sure. Let's do it. This one should be a little more difficult. The one thing I'm worried about with, like, engineering is CIG is going to force you to, like, retreat or something. Because you have profiles, like, you're going to have to, like, manage your, like, your combat load and whatnot, because you're going to... Some ships heat up really bad when you have all the stuff turned on. And so you're going to get a combat scenario, you're going to activate combat mode, and then you're going to have to, like, make a choice. Do I, you know, a few minutes into the fight, do I have to run away, or do I have to keep fighting, or do I change modes or something? Basically a worse version of the capacitors. The capacitor shit they got for weapons. That's what I'm worried about. There we go. A razor? Oh yeah, I think he's done. Wait, what? Am I done here? I showed up and I just like, oh, you're done. Like, okay. What the hell is this? A mole? Are you kidding me? What? Why did CIG give... I guess it's just part of the fleet, right? They were doing some mining stuff and I jumped them. I really don't know what the fuck this mole's doing here. And that should be it for him.
Shield system is in.
Oh, great. We have another invulnerable mining ship. And Jesus. There we go. Wow. Okay, so obviously some ships are fairly resistant to damage. Like the mole.
Shield system is hit. Congratulations. Target is destroyed. Congratulations. Target is
Oh my god, why did you put all the razors in here? And then some.
contact. Shield system is hit.
Need help. I'm losing ship systems.
Congratulations.
Alright, the first time I ever heard that line. Alright, how did we do with damage? Let's look forward to our engineering display here. So it looks like Froster EX took some damage, Excelsior took some damage. Oh, only 97%. We're still in the 90s. Of course, Comfort Air Plus is at 90, 90 wear. I had this thing turned off though. Main thrusters aren't that bad. Really, the thrusters don't have any wear and tear on them? You think they would? That's kind of like I just want to see how worn out I can get this ship. Let's see here. Gauntlet 2, 5. There we go. I'll take a number 5. Didn't we just do a number 5? No, we did number 4. Okay, number 5 should mess me up pretty good.
Shield system offline. Quantum drive is now on.
Maybe I will make tacos tonight. Put the beans into the hot pot. Let them cook for about, I don't know, 30 minutes. Get them all nice and mushy. Get some garlic in there as well. So Spartan, thanks for the follow. Or is it SO Spartan? Special Operations? Or is it Special Operator Spartan? I can see that. Special Operator. Alright, Combat Gauntlet number 5. Did give me a bit of a challenge. Freelancer. Okay, so it's a freelancer. I'm not worried about that. I don't know who thought freelancers would be problematic, but they're not. Yeah, he's losing control. So you're like Super Spartan or something? Significant other Spartan? You don't happen to know Master Cheeks, do you? Because Master Cheeks was my stage name back when I was dancing in college. Hey, an actual heavy fighter. I got 3 out of 3 here. Oh, and we got a... I don't know quite sure what that is. That's a Firebird? Oh boy, okay, so that is a Harbinger. If I remember correctly. That's going to be a problem because it's ballistic. Those ballistic weapons are going to be nasty. Oh, we took some hull damage. Holy crap! A fucking Freelancer doesn't fight like a gunship? You don't say. And with some, warning, smoke detected in engineering. That's not a good sign. Oh, there it is.
Engines online. Shield system offline.
Oh my god, did I just... That is not cool, bro. Okay, so I can't reboot.
Shield system online.
I can't reboot the radar. It's... I have no idea what's going on there. Oh, we have a fire going.
Shield system offline. Engines online.
Okay, so we're gonna have to pull away from this fight.
Quantum drive is now on.
Yeah, we'll just open every fucking door on the ship. Put the gun away. You don't need the gun out. Alright, so what we got here. Oh, that's a lot of fire. Yeah, I could definitely see how, I can definitely see how that causes some just a bit of fire detected, right? All right. Engineering terminal, how are we doing? So fire detected in engineering, and yeah, I'm flickering between dead and dead as far as the temperature goes. Oh, there we go. Now we're absolutely dead. Negative 273. That's absolute zero, by the way, everybody. That has to be like an error. So we can activate our doors. And we can just open. There we go. Open up our doors. All right, that door is open. That door is open. That door is open. There we go. Then we go back to the rooms. We basically just vented the entire ship. There we go. Settings. Damage. Yeah, I don't really care. So that turns back on. Shield generators damage. I think we're in nav mode still, so. Go ahead and start closing the doors. There we go. Oh my god. You're gonna have a wonderful time trying to figure out how to put a fire out that doesn't want to be put out in this game. And there's Otaku Van Live. Welcome back. Yes, we're doing engineering. We're trying to deal with fire. So it doesn't look like... Okay, ignore the sound. The sound is fake news. Radar warning damaged. Yeah, but how damaged are they? Really? 97 now. Oh my god. I need to pick up like a whatchamacallit. I don't know if that's like a malfunction or is that just like what is causing that? Do you know if there's going to be any ships that without engineering gameplay? I think basically everything is going to have some form of engineering attached to it. There's probably going to be like the, I don't know, the Atlas, the Argo Atlas, the little walker platform they have. It's probably not going to have a lot of engineering. I think it just has a battery. That's it. So let's go to the 3D model view. Oh, so this is probably, this guy is probably like causing some problems. So we turn him off. And he's probably the one that keeps catching fire. Because that daybreak, if I'm... Yeah. I think it's like right there. Oh my lord. This fire is not going anywhere. So I think the really small vehicles will be like battery powered. So you'll just have a battery you can pull in and out to like recharge them to get them to go further. And then they'll have, I don't know, that's probably it. So if they get shot, the battery just goes out. Maybe they'll have a fuse or something in them. All right. So there's a bunch of other stuff here too. Yeah, we just keep having a fire. And I don't know. Yeah, we've got one. All right, so I mean, we may just have to disable our life support or enable our life support. I don't know. Supposedly life support, like, makes it so you don't catch on fire as easily or something. I don't know. But this fucker over here really doesn't want to play fair, play by the rules. That's mining. I need to get this thing out of my inventory. Yeah. So he's turned off. There's another cooler in here too. There's a bunch of other stuff. Jump module. Oh, there we go. How's this this guy? Oh, this guy's frost star is at 0%. So that's probably where all the fire keeps coming from. These two. He's at 0% health. So these two are turned off, and now we're running off one power plant and one cooler. And he's heating up pretty badly. There we go. Yep. Power plant is overheating. I don't understand why the power plant, one size 2 power plant can't be cooled by one size 2 cooler. But you need both, like almost both coolers running at the same time. And he'll just shut himself off. He won't light on fire. All right. So we don't have... Yeah. Okay, cooling system's really nasty. There we go. Really? I'm at 300% over. Yeah, we're still 300%. Nothing is on! my cooling's crazy. Alright, so we gotta get out of here. We gotta actually go repair. Yeah, once your shields go down, it's over for you. The hit points, they give you for your components is just not enough.
Attention. System is overheating.
Yep, I know. And
Engines online.
it's gonna be just stick with this, gal. Just need you to hang it together until we get the Seraphim to repair. It is interesting, don't get me wrong, but this needs to happen less often. But for like the test preview, it's like, oh shit, fire, oh god. So we're just gonna limp home.
Is now on. Engines online.
Supposedly we could also repair stuff with like, I think that's the power plant turning off. I think I just lost power entirely. Yeah. Overheat, auto shut off. I don't know if I can manually cool a power plant down. Oh, fire extinguishers have like... Oh, they're not infinite. Okay, so that's out. I have to buy more fire extinguishers. Yeah, just blow on it. Well, I figured, like, that's basically what I'm doing with the fire extinguisher. Okay, so the fire extinguisher does kind of cool stuff down a little bit. I mean, alright, how are we doing? Get the cooler turned back on. Quantum drive. Alright, we have a few minutes of maneuverability. Oh my god, there is no fire in here. Stop it. Stop with the hand. Well, it depends. Like, vacuum is a perfect insulator, so you have to keep that in mind. Venting your ship will cool the ship down if you, like, if you just open all the doors. Through the process of, what is it, convection, as all the air leaves, as all the hot air leaves the ship. But once all the air is out of the ship, you now have a vacuum inside the ship, which is a perfect insulator, which is damn near perfect insulator. So whatever caused that fire to start with, if it was like, I don't know, some sort of malfunctioning electrical piece of equipment, it's just gonna get hotter and hotter and hotter until it cooks everybody alive. Inside the ship. So you have that problem where it's like now you can't touch any of the ship because the ship is like stupidly hot. But you could just float there in the middle of the ship and just not touch anything until the infrared radiation cooks you, which would take a really long time. You'd probably starve to death before infrared radiation cooked you alive.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Alright, where is it? I have no idea where my landing bay is. Oh, there it is. Yeah, only radiation. Well, you still have conduction cooling, but the heat would conduct through the rest of the ship. Until something else got heated up to the point where it failed, right? So that's kind of the problem with, like, sure, venting the atmosphere will put out all the fire, but everything else is just gonna keep getting hotter and hotter and hotter until you repair the malfunction.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
All right. We are done. Can we just do repair? Critical errors. Okay. Oh my god, there's a repair timer. Oh, it's no longer instant. Oh, that's brutal. Can you repair all this? There we go. And it just looks like it just repairs the critically damaged stuff. The Daybreak. There you go. Or you can do it manually. Yeah, no conduction. So there are... So, we could talk about this. There are parts of space that are extremely hot. Right? If you go above the surface of the Earth and you're still within the stratosphere, like the atmosphere out there. It's really thin, and you're exposed to direct sunlight. Your spaceship will heat up indefinitely until it cooks everybody alive. So basically you can't touch anything inside the ship. It gets so hot. And those big fins, what looks like solar panels on the International Space Station, aren't actually solar panels. They're actually radiators. They're designed to radiate heat away from the station. Also, if you happen to be in the dark side of the moon, it gets really goddamn cold on that side, even though it's a very thin atmosphere. There isn't enough atmosphere to actually conduct or convect heat away from whatever is on that side of the moon. So there are parts of space which can get really cold. There's also parts of space that can get super hot, depending on where you are and the conditions around you. But generally speaking, if you're in the middle of nowhere, like, vacuum's a perfect insulator, so you're just going to get hotter and hotter until you boil alive. So smoke detected in engineering. I'm going to turn that on, turn that on. Apply power. Do I have my power plants turned on? Excelsior, I don't care about him. Comfort Plus. There we go, main thrusters. Oh, it looks like there's a fire somewhere. Okay, all that's turned on. Alright, what the fuck is happening? Yeah. Yes, this is exactly what I wanted. We're probably gonna have to pull this thing. Oh, Jesus. This may be an abandoned ship situation. Okay, you cool the fuck down. You too. Jesus Christ. Crawler damage, yeah. Let's go to 3D view. So these guys should be, yeah, health 0. Okay, so these guys didn't actually repair, even though I clicked on repair. So there's still a problem. Random misfires. Alright, so let's try the old method of just landing. Restock is stupidly expensive. Yeah, it's only 2K credits to repair everything. Still pretty cheap. There we go. Everything's at 90%. Okay, so it didn't... The wear and tear didn't get fixed, but the health damage did. From the looks of it. Some stuff's at like 80% still. Power plants are at 91%, but they're 100% hit points. So yeah, look... Oh, shit, there's actually a fire up here? The front of the ship's on fire. I think it's just fake fire. This is fine. This is fine. It's like negative 135. Oh, wait a minute, is this... actually a thing. No, I wish there was actually like a status display for like the shield generator or something. You had monitors you can walk up to and check out. Okay. Hey, Dawn Dark Zoni, welcome. All right, so yeah, I have 35C. So yeah, it really didn't fix the wear and tear, but it fixed the health problems. The man turrets are still kind of junk. Negative 140. I don't understand why it's going to negative like 200. Could be the coolers. The coolers are working really good. Maybe we can turn off one of the coolers. There we go. Wait a minute. Wait. Why do I have so much power available? Why can't I turn on this guy? What's wrong with my radar? How are we supposed to get spare parts on our ship for gameplay? Well, I can show you. I think we're at, I think Seraphim. I could describe it to you. Like, you just go buy components and, like, just put them in the cargo bay. Like, for example, the Corsair, the ship we're flying right now, super easy. We'll just go into Seraphim. We'll buy some components. I don't think Seraphim has a component shop. It may have a Platinum Bay. I know Orison does. But you go out, you buy the components, you deliver them to the cargo elevator here, you tractor beam into the back of the ship, and then you just can swap components live on the fly. You may want to turn off the component before you pull it out, though. Probably can't hot swap them. Right? You can also steal parts from other ships you find out abandoned in the verse. I've done that before, where I find a ship that has a power plant I want because it's a nice power plant, better than the one I have installed, and I just steal it out of that ship. And there's a key binding for unlocking your item ports. I can't remember what the default is, but mine is like Alt-D. It's gonna be something different on your keyboard if it's assigned at all. Probably change these guns out for like Omnis. Alright, let's see what we got here. That's the way to the food place. That's armor. Ship weapons over here. Oh, there's the weapon shop. So I don't think we have components here, but I can swap guns out, at least. Let's see, got Revenant Gatling. Honestly, these would be pretty nasty. Castillo Von Havoc Shotgun. Yellow Jacket. It's gonna be size 4s. I could put size 4s all over the place. Rattlers. Yellow Mounds. Yeah. The Lestal missile turret, that's for the Scorpius. Yeah, they don't have a lot of really good stuff here, unfortunately. Let's buy like 5 Revenant Gatling guns. We can change those out. They don't have a Platinum Bay, so I can't get a... No, I can go to the Cargo Center. They should have like salvage tools. That's fine. I mean, this is like a new system, Otakao Van Life. That's yeah, Cargo Center that just was recently added. So a lot of people have questions about, well, Vertigo, how does this work? How am I supposed to do this? I get questions like this answered all the time, and it's like being an English teacher in high school. You're gonna get the same questions every year, right? Because you got a new group of students to teach. This is just my life, right? This is just what I do. Okay, so you have the Grey Cat tool. They have mining and they have tractor beam, but they don't have the salvage attachment. This is what I really need.
Hey.
Do they sell extinguishers? They should. Blah, blah, blah. Novikov Exploration. I think that's cold weather, right? Yeah, it's cold weather. I don't know.
Hey there.
How about Pyro, multi-tool, tractor beam, max lift tractor beam. They also have fuses here, which are nice. I mean, you're gonna have to run around with fuses now in your inventory for your ship because those will burn out if you're planning to do combat. So you might as well have like a 1 SCU box you could just slide into a corner somewhere that has a few fuses in it and some repair gel. I'm not quite sure what I want. I think personal weapons. Yeah. So yeah, the max lift tractor being the multi-tool. Shit. Then it would be under attachments.
Hello. How's it going?
They don't.
I'm thinking about going on one of those Starlight.
They have the
cruises.
battery for this stupid thing that I
I've heard
want.
about being cooped up on a ship that long, but I hear the vistas are stunning.
Yeah, they have the... Shits. They have the battery for the two-handed repair tool, but they don't have the one-handed stuff here. Salvage? What the hell? It's called Cambrio. But the attachment for the Pyro multi-tool is called the Cambrio one. I want to see if I can repair stuff, like, in live, but I have to go, in order to get those, I have to go to a place that has a Platinum Bay. Or I have to go to Orison. It's so fucking stupid, this system. Where, yeah, you sell the multi here, but you don't sell all the multi-tool attachments. You think you would. Or you get a Vulture out and you can print it. Or you can go to, what? I know there's printers for this stupid thing. At, the ASD facilities. Go down there and have it print something out. On my tractor beam, right? Yep. Doesn't work in here. Armistice zone. They don't want you trolling players. I do our hab here. Head down here. So it looks like resetting the router fixed our problem. Haven't had any interruptions. It looks like no drop frames. All right, we'll show Otaku Van Life how this is supposed to work. So what we need to do... Yeah, ignore the fire. That's just graphical. That's a graphical issue. I'm probably pretty sure I can store and retrieve this thing, and that fire won't be there. Same with the lights. The lights, for some reason, in the Corsair don't work this patch. I don't know why. It does look cool. Maybe you could pay extra just have that just that way forever. All right, so what we do, I think we do, yeah, ship ports unlocked. So Alt D. Okay. So ship ports are unlocked. So now we can go back and we can start ripping out components. So we go back to engineering. We pull out our tractor beam. We're gonna go pull the shield generator out, right? No, we can't do the shield generator, but we can pull out the power plant. Boop. There you go. So you can have a power plant delivered. I think the shield generator can't be manipulated with a one-headed tractor beam or at all. And then you just boop right back in. Cooler, same with the cooler. You can pull it out, drop it. Like that. There you go. I know Combat Wombats. I hate it too. I just want to have some convenience of just sell me the one-handed tractor beams, right? Every attachment for the one-handed tractor beams that I can use. The two-handed stuff could be special equipment you have to get from like a special place that sells it or something. I'm okay with that. But the one-handed shit and all its attachments, all its accessories should be available at any space station, in my opinion. All right, so we pulled the power plant out, so we have to turn it back on. Same with the cooler. The cooler's up back on. And then now that we have the ports unlocked, we can also pull off weapons and change them out. So yeah, that works. So Otaku Van Life, you probably see now how the component swapping works. You can pull the old component out and you need to get a new component next to it and shove it in. And this thing's like all messed up. I'm not quite sure what's happening here. All right, so what do we got? So we're gonna take this out, this out, this out, this, and this. Send those up. Well, you gotta keep in mind that this system's probably a little overtuned. There was like 3 ships and my shields went down. They managed to snipe a few components out of me, but I really think like CIG either needs to add the armor system or they need to have shields need to have more hit points because this is ridiculous. If they want to go with this level of damage. Oh, I need to turn it around. There we go. It's that easy. So you go out, buy the components, deliver it by elevator, and then you put the ship next to it, pull off the components. It's like changing out your battery in your car, just about. You just have to line everything up properly. You can also do it through your Mobi-Glass if the ship is stored. It's a little more convenient to do it that way. But if you want to do it live like this, you know, feel like a mechanic, you can. But I kind of expected this when engineering came on. I expected engineering to be another goddamn job because this is Chris Roberts we're talking about. He loves this crap. I was hoping, like, we'd have NPC crew by this time, right? So you can actually, like, automate this a little bit. And we'll take the size 5s off. Even though these are... I don't know, can I take these off with this? These are too big. I needed a two-handed tractor beam to get this one off. I can only unmount the size 4s. But you can't put a size 4 on that wing if you wanted to. Workless people, streamers, retired. Pretty much. That's what Star Citizen is being built for. It's an MMO. Right? It's being built for the NEETs, the retired people. People who have no fucking life. Just like every other, like, online service game. Requires all your fucking attention. Just to make any progress. There. I'm assuming that these are going to be really nasty, these Gatling guns. I could go buy a two-handed tractor beam. We can leave these here, I think. Or we can put them in the back of the ship. Every video game these days wants to be a second job. They really, 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 really want all your attention. I do want to finish up this mission. Hell with it. So we can't get these off with the tractor beam we have, but we'll just go with what we got. Put these away. Some MMOs, depending on how aggressively you want to engage with an MMO, like you could take hours and hours to do like a raid, a mythic raid. For example, World of Warcraft, right? You want to do a mythic raid so you can get like the best in slot equipment for like one of your characters. You may be doing that raid for every weekend for an entire month before something good drops. That's slightly better than the equipment you got already.
You are clear to
That's kind of what CIG's going for.
Weapons online.
So MMOs have that, right? Where they demand a lot of time depending on how deep you want to engage with them. Yeah, if you don't want to have to like do engineering in Star Citizen, there's going to be an option. You can just fly a single-seater ship, right? And then you'll just have to like repair your components every so often, I guess. How come my shield generator isn't turning back on?
Landing gear. Shield system online.
There we go. Right. What's going on with my shield generator?
Shield system offline. Shield system online.
All right. I have no idea what's going on with I kind of need those shields. Ray tracing tech preview, it's there. So is I'm using ray tracing right now. Got quality 66%, NVIDIA DLSS, DLIA, transformer. I don't have HDR. My thing. VSync is on, of course. I'm using Vulkan. Oh, you're talking about buying stuff. Yeah, I agree with you. 100% combat wombats. I mean, obviously there's going to be some grindy content, which is going to be just normally expected. But yeah, if you just want like a blue backpack, right? Just a the backpack exists. It's blue, right? I have no idea what's happening here. Okay, 3D viewer. Show me items. Show me... Okay. I mean, it's active. That's badge repeater. It's showing this thing is active. Has wear and tear, 90% wear and tear temperature. So this thing should be active right now. It should be on. No idea what's going on with my shield generator. Do we have... Okay, fuses are working. They're green. These fuses are green. Yeah, it shows that all the fuses are working. But for some reason, my shields just don't want to turn on. Yeah, I mean, that's what EVE Online and Elite Dangerous. Right? So I think this ship is just absolute junk now. Like, the shield generator just doesn't want to work, and I don't know why. I can turn the jump module off by itself. That's fine. Comfort Air Plus, we don't need that.
Shield system online.
Also, for some reason, after I repaired my ship, the monitor started flickering. Oh, this is stupid. I'm gonna try to repair it, yeah. I don't know what to tell you guys. I guess I'm just going to abandon this damn thing. Hey, does flying through the ring still kill you? Is that a bug?
Shield system offline. Shield system online.
You lost 10%. Almost 6-7 hours was 10%. It took a long time to lose 10%. Although losing your shields is like more devastating than flying around. There we go. Bye-bye. We tried our best to keep that thing alive, and it's just like, oh, we repaired it? Well, you know, fuck your stuff. Fuck your shield generator. There's a Vanguard. I'm just, it's also the tech preview, so there's a lot of problems with, like, engineering right now. I'm pretty sure CIG just kind of wants us to play it and just, like, give our feedback. I mean, honestly, there's really not much feedback to give, because everything I've seen so far is, like, what I expected engineering to be. You're gonna run around the ship, putting out fires, and trying to repair equipment that's damaged. Kind of like Biotrauma or Guns of Icarus. Sea of Thieves, basically. Instead of, like, trying to bail water out of the ship, you're trying to put out fires. Or FTL. There's another good game you could play to, like, get an idea of engineering. I think it's overtuned. But balancing can happen at a later date based on player feedback. Size 2 shields. Well, size 2 shields are weak. Just really weak for what they are. Most of the ships that mount size 2 shields are just not very good in combat compared to like a ship that mounts a size 1, like a Gladius or something. All right, so it looks like my internet has stabilized just by resetting all my equipment. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a done deal, and we'll be back tomorrow with more engineering tech preview. To play and, like, get more information, kind of, figure out how we're gonna process this stuff. But like I said, it's exactly what I expected. I don't understand, like, I've played games that had this stuff in it before, a long time ago. And so I'm not surprised. I'm not overwhelmed, I'm not underwhelmed, I'm whelmed. Right, you've met my expectations, CIG. As soon as I saw, like, how the internal layout of, like, all the ships were going to be with the components or whatnot, I was just like, oh, you're going to have to run back here and hit this component with, like, a wrench or something to repair it. And then you're going to have fire break out, and you're going to have to use a fire extinguisher to put the fire out, and maybe open the doors, vent the atmosphere to, like, prevent fire from spreading, and then once you get done, you're going to have to, like, close the ship up and, like, solve what the fire problem was. And that's that Dreadtide. You bring up an excellent point. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? If CIG slows down how much damage your ship gets when your shields go down, it won't be so bad. Malfunctions need to be a lot more. Right now, like I said, it's overtuned so you can actually experience something. Because I'm having a hard time finding combat, excuse me, outside of outside of like Arena Commander. If you want to go into Arena Commander and fight people, you can. But they're just going to fight you till you're dead. And that's another problem with this system is like, what layer does this system add to the game that we just, when you ship hit point goes to 0, ship blows up, right? That's kind of the problem. In my mind, like in combat, when your cooler goes out and your power plant overheats and your ship shuts down, that's death right there. Like you're dead. You can't do anything. You don't participate in gameplay anymore. So CIG has to find a way to make these malfunctions not so deleterious immediately in combat. As soon as your shields go down, like you're just taken out of the fight completely. Otherwise, we might as well just keep the hit point system, right? Because we had that problem before Master Mode, so actually in every flight model we've ever had, with light fighters, as soon as the light fighter's shield went down, it just ran away, right? And that's same thing's going to happen in this flight model, right? When CIG introduces engineering, as soon as your shields go down or gets close to going down, you are disincentivized from continuing to fight. Because then you're going to start taking real damage. Exactly, Izmir. Players will shoot at you until you die, right? They'll shoot at you until they see an explosion. If we're in atmosphere, if we're flying over a gravity rail in atmosphere, I'll shoot at you until you're disabled, and I'll just let the ground finish you off. Like I don't have to chase you into the ground to confirm your kill. I don't care if you object. If you eject out of your ship over a desert on Daymar, you're out of the fight. I don't fucking care. But yeah, as soon as your shields go down, your cooler power plant goes out, and a fire starts, and you lose control of your ship, like, you're just dead. The fuck's the difference? And, like, as soon as your shields start getting tickled and you don't feel like you're confident in winning the fight, you're just gonna run away. Switch over to quantum mode and just, you're out of there. But the problem is, you switch over to quantum mode, your shields are down. Right? So there's a problem. So now you start taking damage to components. Your components get destroyed because your shields are down. You can't run away into quantum. You're going to have a lot of people complaining about this. I guarantee it. I never understood why CIG decided to like remove shields for going into quantum. Like turning weapons off, I can understand. Countermeasure launchers, why? Probably because they're considered weapons. Countermeasure launchers are also disabled inside armistice zones for some fucking reason, even though firing countermeasures off inside of an armistice zone, a hard armistice zone, like outposts and whatnot, it's basically the equivalent of firing off discharging fireworks. You're basically going to create a system. I really haven't had a lot of time to think about how this is going to work with PvE or PvP, but you're going to create a system where people are going to have to stand and fight regardless, no matter what. You can't run away. And there's ships out there who just can't do anything if they can't run. And so you're either going to take a ship that can't be detected, like a stealth ship of some kind, like the Prowler Utility. You're going to take a ship that's either really fast, like the C1, and just to try to avoid combat as much as possible. To fix that is more interdiction. Because PvP players were whining that players, that we have interdiction ships for that, right? Just use a Mantis, just use Cutlass Blue, use a Guardian Quee. Shut the fuck up, right? Get an escort, right, bro? You know, your PvP players are whining that people are running away to quantum. Just get a fucking Mantis to follow you around, dipshit. It's that simple. Get friends. Oh, you can't get any friends to play Star Citizen with you? Sounds like a skill issue. Meta this, meta that. Have you ever met a girlfriend? Have you ever met a girl before, right? Make distortion weapons. You know, I remember playing a game that Chris Roberts was involved with years ago. Remember Freelancer? They had a missile that just disabled Quantum, their cruise mode. Right? I don't understand why Star Citizen couldn't have the exact same thing. Just have a missile that disables that messes Quantum up for a few seconds. Picked up the MX. Oh, the Guardian MX. Okay, cool. Yeah, the Liberator. I don't quite like the Liberator, but if you want to transport a lot of stuff around, the Liberator is probably pretty decent. if they had friends, they wouldn't be on the internet. Like I said, I'm imagining some issues here, and not good issues that are going to irritate the community. Because you're gonna have one group of people who don't want to play with another group of people, the PvP people, right? The PvP people are like that really excitable dog that wants to play with everybody, and then you have that really shy dog that's scared of everything, right? Introvert versus extrovert. So you have the introverts who want to do PvE only with their friends who are also introverted, but they don't want to mix with the extrovert crowd that really wants to kill them in Star Citizen. And if you can't if you have to lower your shields to run away, you're going to take a hilarious amount of component damage to do so. And it's going to be a kill because your power plant's going to get knocked out and you're dead in the water. And like I said, the PvP players, they just want to shoot until you blow up. They don't fucking care to pirate you. Most of them don't. Who cares about 100 Idrises? It's more than 100 Idrises. If Star Citizen had an active player base of 200,000 people... No. 20,000 people. If they had an active daily user of 20,000, which is hilariously good, by the way. Star Citizen does not have a daily active user base of 20,000 people. That's like Counter-Strike levels of activity. 200,000, I think. Star Citizen does not have 200,000 daily active users. I guarantee you. They're closer to like 10,000, maybe 15,000, pushing it. They do not have 100 Idrises being sold. They have closer to like, fuck, I want to say like 2,500. Years ago, they showed us how many Idrises were available. I think it was like 100 or something per wave. They've basically been selling Idrises every year since they were available. And we assume that they've been selling the same number per wave, about 100. So every Intergalactic Aerospace Expo that comes up it's like another 100 on the website. And don't forget, the number of packages that have Idrises in them. There's Legatus, and there's the Praetorian pack, and there's the Dominus pack. Right, so if you were a high roller and you spent enough money to build all your stuff to buy a Dominus pack, like Exo did, you get an Idris P. Just right there. I know people. Yeah, I know people with 3 Idrises as well. Like I totally believe you. I know people with. There's probably people out there with multiple javelins. I've talked to like Fastguard. He said a couple of people in his org have a couple of Idrises too. There are some ultra mega whales out there, like doctors and like oil barons and whatnot, people who like run really high level businesses. They're probably, their monthly entertainment budget is probably somewhere in the 100,000s. Easily drop $100,000 every month on entertainment. You know, a vacation to Italy, a private yacht. It's probably chump change to some of these guys. So I imagine the number of Idrises floating out there is probably closer to 5,000-6,000. And you actually see Idrises, fairly common in Star Citizen. So there's the daily active user count is probably like the same people over and over. It's not like not a lot of new people coming in. I'm not too worried about the Idris. The Idris is going to be one of those problems that CIG has to solve, not the community. It's just something that you're all going to have to grin and bear until CIG comes up with a solution. I don't know what the fuck they could do. Care Bear, yeah. I mean, they're gonna. It looks like CIG is gonna have an idea of like mixed content. We're not gonna be a straight PvP game. We're not gonna be like a PvP everywhere game either. They talked about instancing, in CitizenCon this year. So there's gonna be areas where you can bring your buddies in, but only your buddies. You and your buddies can get access to. No one else can come in after you. But it's gonna be like you have an overworld where everybody's kind of mixed together, and then you're gonna have like chunks of content where you have to have like a special pass to get access to, and then only you get into that content, and then everybody else has to wait in line or something. But as you go to that instance bubble, as you leave that instance bubble, you will be vulnerable to other players. Yeah, frankly, buying multiple to melt and keep them out of the player base is base move, but I really doubt that's prevalent. They should have sold those fucking things. Yeah, I agree. They should never have sold, like, capital ships, but it made a lot of money. In fact, the reason why CIG made so much money this year is because they sold because the Idris released, right? They sold a whole bunch of new modules for the Idris. The Idris came out. People were probably melting their stuff down to get an Idris or buying the Dominus pack. With 2 S4 size 4 weapons. Honestly, I do agree that a flight of Gladiuses should have an effect on an Idris. Just to like counter the pay to win shit, right? Your Idris has a hangar for a reason. You should be forced to employ those fighters to defend your ship, right? As well as like the turrets and whatnot. But I figured we'd have crew NPC to help out with that, right? So you can have a few NPCs crew turrets on your Idris, and then your buddies can get into their fighter crafts and they can help engage targets around the ship, and then you can use the ship itself to help fight whatever you're fighting. The anti-turret ship, the anti-turret turrets, the anti-fighter turrets to help fight the fighters you're fighting. But yeah, it doesn't look like we're getting an NPC crew anytime soon. Maybe server blades, right? Nope. I kind of agree, Wombats, that CIG is basically just reinventing everything from scratch. It takes them forever to, like, steal ideas from other games that are much older than Star Citizen. Like, keycards, right? Remember Wolfenstein from, like, 90-something 91? Where it had, like, you go around a maze and you find a key and it allows you to open, like, a silver door or a gold door. Doom 93, where it had, like, the red, the orange, and the blue key card to open doors to progress through the level. Star Citizen finally got that a few years ago. Now we have boss fights in Star Citizen. Like, we could fight the giant worm that spits stuff. I swear to God, I've fought creatures like that before in other games. A giant worm that pops out of the ground that spits goop at you. I swear to God, I've fought something like that before. I can't remember which game it was. Probably Borderlands. Did they have Cromerex the Invulnerable or some shit like that? He came out of the ground. Other games have done shit that Star Citizen's done before. And honestly, I don't really blame CIG because I'm just kind of tired of waiting. Just get some content in there that's decent. That people can enjoy. I don't care if they have to... Oh yeah, they had the Thresher Maw in Mass Effect. Yeah, honestly, like, crafting's probably going to be Horadric Cube, Asimir. I guarantee you, that they showed it off at CitizenCon last year, or this year, actually, where they had, like, a little crafting thing that came out of the elevator that was about, like, a 16 SCU container in size, and you could put stuff inside of it. I'm sure you're going to be able to put, like... There's something you can do with those stupid damaged metals you find all over the place. I swear, you're going to be able to craft those into something else, or melt them down. I don't know, something with them. It's just the nature of video games, right? I know. I saw the new inventory UI. I'm not exactly super hyped for it. It just looks They love transparency a little too much in Star Citizen. Being able to see through the UI, and it's just like kind of difficult to read the UI in certain conditions, people. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, I'm not surprised by any of the stuff I've seen playing through the tech preview. It's kind of what I expected from Star Citizen. There's going to be some severe knock-on effects when CIG releases engineering that need to be addressed. The game is going to have to be rebalanced dramatically around this. I kind of already knew that too. I think I've been saying that. When engineering comes online, when Maelstrom comes online, when Armor comes online, we're going to have to do CIG's going to have to do a massive rebalance of every ship in the game. Like the flight model's going to have to get overhauled again. Same with like weapons, missiles, the way ships operate. Probably even the location, some components. Some ships are just going to be complete garbage because of where their components are, because they're going to be so easy to knock out. Mercury Star Runner comes to mind. If you could target a missile into the power plant of the Mercury Star Runner, you take out every component in the ship, because all those components are in one room, one like 3 by 2 meter room on one side of the ship. Every component in the ship is in there. Every component that matters, anyways. The power plant, the cooler, the shield generator, the quantum drive. And I was taking out like some of the starter ships, the cutters, the Mustangs. You fire a size 3 missile at a Drake cutter, and it just dies. Yeah. Same with the Redeemer. The Redeemer you'd have to cut holes into to even get access to the engineering area. If the engineering area and the Redeemer was on the bottom and the crew area was on the top, if they swapped the engineering with the crew area, it would make so much more sense. I don't know how you're supposed to change out those components in that ship. So they're going to have to make components a lot tougher. Substantially tougher. And what I would imagine CIG is going to do is power plants are going to have tens of thousands of hit points. If you fly the Redeemer, you deserve the death. Same with the other Reclaimer. Some of the components, you can't get the components out through that ship. You'd have to like take them all the way back to the main elevator and then drop the elevator down. The Reclaimer is just like a poorly designed ship. CIG is going to release a version 2 of the Reclaimer that everyone's going to buy because it's just going to be so much better. I guarantee you, at some point in the future, CIG is going to make Mark II versions of ships that solve all the problems with the original. The originals are just going to be like whatever. Like there's going to be the Ironclad's going to be the Mark II version of the Caterpillar that just fixes all the problems the Caterpillar had. All the stairs, the ladders, the doors. The can't get crap out of the engineering bay because the doors are too small. Nah. I will fight you on that, Dreadtide. CIG made millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars off their ship designs. And I think all the money dropped on Star Citizen proves both of us wrong, right? The fact that CIG, they hire artists, not engineers, to design their ships. And as a result, the gameplay around those ships is going to be really bad. But that's not what Star Citizen is. Star Citizen is essentially an interactive art piece, right? Every ship is its own little piece of art that you can interact with. It's like going to an art display or a museum or something. You get to touch the Mona Lisa, right? And you have a puzzle where you can put it together and it turns into the Mona Lisa, and it's like, oh, that's really cool. Or you have those art exhibits where you can make sound using like light beams and whatnot. And then CIG needs to learn through the process of Hard Knocks, Chris Roberts, that, the Caterpillar just doesn't work with engineering because you can't get to any components. You can't change the components out unless you use the Mobi-Glass, which is kind of garbo. And really the fix for the Caterpillar is just make the doors bigger, right? Move some of the get rid of those stupid diesel looking engines in the engineering room and just put the power plants and all the crap in there and just make the doors bigger. And then you can get stuff. If you can fit size 2 components to those doors, it doesn't fucking matter. They're bad at ships. They're bad at designing ships for purpose, right? They're bad at designing ships for gameplay, is what I would say. But they're good at designing ships for sales. So I have to like I said, I have to argue with you over that. They're good at designing ships because they've made a hilarious amount of money off their ships. And honestly, the people that matter are the ones buying the spaceships. Until Star Citizen starts actually delivering on its promises for gameplay, and then people buying the ships realize that their interactive art displays aren't exactly that great when it comes to actually playing with them. When the art starts turning into a toy, right, and people actually have to play with their toys, and they realize their sharp edges are covered with Ebola. All those sharp, razor sharp edges, which looked really cool when it was on a display case, are covered in like AIDS, super AIDS, and Ebola. Ultra Ebola and Super AIDS, and they realize that this kind of sucks, then CIG may have a problem, right? So I think the CIG is going to have to redesign some ships, or just like they did with the Mark I Hornet, just leave it in the dirt. Kind of like slap some component access into the Mark I Hornet and say, fine as fuck it, but then give all the love to the Mark II Hornet. They may have to do that with the Caterpillar. The Caterpillar really does need a redesign, though. It has some really nasty problems if engineering ever gets applied to it. I'm accidentally making a scam. They're better functional things, especially fun gameplay. I've had some fun recently with Star Citizen. Again, I'm arguing with you, Dreadtide, because I like being contrarian. If you watch me on a podcast with Paul Sherley, I'll sometimes take a contrary stance that I don't really believe in, just to make the podcast a little bit more interesting. That's one of the reasons I'm being contrarian right now. And I do believe CIG designed some good stuff. Like, you look at the Jean Scout. Was it the Cartual? That thing looks amazing. Fuck you if that thing gets a wing blown off, though. And one of the engines blown off. Good luck flying that thing. Crying while seeing my Mark I Hornet. I know, Clayforce. I feel ya. I was kind of pissy about the Mark I as well. And then W. Jurla bought me a Mark II. Here, Vertigo. Here's a $200 ship. Go fuck yourself. Okay. I'll take it. So, it's a choice, right? CIG is good at selling a dream because the old folks play Wii Commander less in the beginning. Now I wonder if the sort of people buy now. Just me, I buy stuff, and because of the way I'm deep, it's too deep. I'd rather buy a new game on Steam that I want to play that has like a bunch of different features. Like I said, I bought Expedition 33. And I loved it to death. It had some problems, it had some failures, but all the strengths that Expedition 33 had overwhelmed every failing that it had. Every flaw I could point at for Expedition 33, I immediately was drawn back in by all the strong points. And that's a sign of good art. Oh, Roxanne will spook the dogs. No, don't spook the doggos. Give them some pets and some kisses and tell them they're pretty. They're good boys and girls. They're good puppers. Oh, what are we doing? So what was I talking about? I totally spaced out there for a second. I need to head out. Get some dinner. I'm tired. The joys of ADHD, folks. You just saw it live. You just witnessed an ADHD blip. What was I talking about? Star Citizen ship. CIG is good at design, at arts, right? They're good at making ships look beautiful. And you have a choice when it comes to designing ships. Any science fiction series has a choice when it comes to designing their spaceships or whatever their technology. You can go for grounded, realistic designs that look like they could function, or you can go for space fantasy, right? Ships that just got all sorts of weird garbage hanging off them. Then nobody knows how it works. It just kind of looks like it works. If you know a little bit about like Star Trek ships, they're actually designed to function a certain way, and they have a lot of science behind them. And that's why, like the Constitution, you know, the Star Trek Enterprise, the NC 1701. That's why it looks the way it does, because the engineering section is in the secondary hull, which is designed to be away from the saucer section where everybody lives and works. And the reason for that is heat and radiation. By having the engines away, the power plant away, using the inverse square law, like you have less radiation reaching the saucer section. Same with the nacelles. The nacelles put out a lot of power, so you want them away from the hull to radiate heat into space, right, through infrared radiation. And the Bassard collectors actually have to be able to see forward the ship to scoop up all the hydrogen, right? And you have a deflector dish on there. So if you actually know how some of the ideas that Gene Roddenberry put into designing the spaceships in Star Trek, it actually like, oh, that kind of makes sense. And you see those design cues until like Deep Space Nine, in which case they just kind of threw their arms up there and they built the Defiant and they said, fuck this. We're going to do our own thing. Still think it's funny you have to go through the VIP area to get some components. Are you talking about the 890 jump, the yacht? Yeah, I mean, they should have been in like the engineering area, the cargo bay area, but eh. Oh, the 600i. Oh yeah, that's really bad. And that's more of like, I think that was more of like CIG trying to figure out where to fit the crap. They designed the exterior of the ship first, and then they designed the interior, right? And I think they mentioned that on like an Around the Verse or an Inside Star Citizen like a year ago, where they said they were being more conscious of how to design the interior of ships before. Years ago, they would design, they get a design nailed down, exterior look nailed down, and they'd have a size for the ship and the exterior, and then they go to produce the ship, right? And they build the exterior first, and then they try to figure out how to get everything they wanted inside the ship, and they started having real problems when they came to like, because they do the exterior first, and they give a thumbs up. Yeah, it looks really good. And then they try to fit everything inside, and this like, oh, where are we going to put this room? The weak spot in the Enterprise, the D, yeah. But if you have really powerful shields, you really don't have to. Because, I mean, most stuff in Star Trek, when the shields go down, you're pretty much fucked. So it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter how good your armor is. There's many times in Star Trek, you know, where a ship's shields go down and the entire ship just gets vaporized. Yeah, I know, ASMR. Like, CIG has to learn how to build some of these ships. Some ships, like I said, some ships are going to be better than others simply because of the way they were designed. Like, for example, the 600i. As soon as your shields go down and your components start taking hits, like, you're going to have to run through the entire fucking ship to put that fire out. It's not going to be fun to do that. As opposed to, like, what else? As opposed to like the Redeemer, where the Redeemer has like all the components in like one room. So if something gets damaged, you're basically gonna live in that room, repairing stuff. Unless you can kill like the guy repairing stuff, like it's gonna be really difficult to knock anything out in that ship because you just have two guys with a fire extinguisher and repair tools, just repairing everything as soon as you knock it out. Same thing with the Vanguard. The Vanguard has most of the stuff within easy reach. You just run up down a hallway. So like I said, certain ships are going to be a lot better than other ships. We found out today that Carrick is a death trap because once the power gets knocked out, you're basically locked in the engineering room. You have to like blow the doors off their hinges. All right, let's hit refresh here on Twitch. We've been going long enough. Vertigo needs to find someone to host. Who's doing what? I don't know. I mean, we can keep the Veridi's playing Star Citizen. We can host her. She's a fun gal. I like watching her from time to time. M2 corridors, yeah. Well, that's all the perks and whatnot have that. But anyways, Combat Wombat says redundant components are the way to mitigate that issue. Yes. And I thought the Vanguard was supposed to be redundant, but they took one of the power plants away. And with everything physical, that means remodeling interiors was unlikely for many ships. Though the problem with redundant components is that those redundant components have to be mounted in different parts of the ships in order to be redundant. Because, for example, the Redeemer, all the crap is in one room. So if you hit that room, you hit all the components. And so all the components get blown the fuck up. So again, we run back to this. CIG has a terrible problem with designing ships for engineering actually being used. But anyways, we're going to head out. I'm hungry. I need to get dinner started, hit a shower. We'll be back tomorrow. I want to talk more tomorrow, Wombats. Come back tomorrow. What about them? Come back tomorrow. I'm headed out. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I'm stinky. I need a shower. Roxanne Wolf. We'll be back later. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific with more Star Citizen. Hope we'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. I try to get out and they drag me back in. Just want to go eat some tacos.